So basically for the first question, he's asking for the f of 0. If we plug 0 here, 0 times any number is going to give us 0. So we're going to have cotangent of 0. And also here, when we plug pi times 0 is going to give us 0. So we also have sine of 0. And we know by the circle trigonometric that sine of 0 is equals to 0. And then the cotangent of 0 is going to be 1 over 0. And this gives us the result of undefined. For the second question, we have log of x of the base 10. And then, since he is asking for the inverse function, we just put equals to y. And then, for the inverse function, we change the signs of x, the letters x of y. So we're gonna have log of y of base 10 is equals to x. And about the properties of logarithm, we know that when we have this base here, we can just put to the other side and then elevate by x. So we're gonna have x is equals 10 to the x. So the inverse function is going to be 10 to the x. For this second one, we know the answer is going to be true because we know that we can always divide any number by e to the x, because e to the x is going to be different than 0. So that's always divided by e to the x. For the second one, we know that when we plug any number that is like bigger than 3, since it's x going to the 3 from the positive side, we're gonna have, for example, a really small positive number. On the bottom, we're gonna have a really small negative number. So on the bottom, if we do the same thing as in the top, we plug a really small number here, we're gonna have a negative. But since it's in mode, we change the sign to positive. So the answer is going to be negative with positive is gonna give us negative infinitive. For this one in the bottom, we know that analyzing the graph of j of x, that the limit of x going to infinity, as we see here, is going to be 2. The limit of x going to the 2 from the negative side, so this one is going to give us negative infinity. And the limit of 2, since the limit of negative 2 comes from the negative side is negative infinity, and the limit of 2 coming from the right side is positive infinity, the limit of 2 does not exist. And for the vertical and horizontal asymptotes, the vertical asymptotes are the one that are on the x-axis. So for example here, we have x equals 2. And also we are going to have x equals 0. For the horizontal asymptotes are the y values. So for example here, we have y is going to be equals 2. And another value of the horizontal asymptote is -1, as we can see here, 0, -1, and then this line going to the negative infinity. So both horizontal asymptotes are 2 and -1.